We are at 11 Madison Park, and I am here with wine director Dustin Wilson, and today we are talking about alternates for your favorite wines. So today we're going to be talking about Pinot Noir,
yes,
which has exploded in popularity in recent years, but
Indeed.
Maybe you've drank a little bit too much of it. So what are the qualities of a Pinot Noir?
So yes, I agree. Pinot Noir is still very much a very popular variety to drink. I think people often don't realize that there are some other great varieties out there that drink in a very similar fashion to Pinot. And I think when you think about Pinot Noir, the attributes of Pinot Noir, it has bright acidity, it has very low tannin content. It's a thin-skinned variety, so what you end up with is a much more kind of lighter, more delicate wine. Typically, when you're looking at it, it doesn't have a whole lot of color, typically. You can usually see through it. When you drink the wine, it usually has this really soft, like velvety or like silky mouthfeel to it, and it's not super drying.
Easy drinking quality to
Exactly.
it.
You can have several glasses of it, and it doesn't like dry out too much, and it's just delicious. With that in mind, picked out a couple of different varieties here, so that all kind of share similar structural attributes at least, but all have kind of a slightly different flavor profile.
Their own edge.
Exactly.
So what's our first wine here?
This is Barbera. Barbera is very important to very northwest Italy in Piedmont, where Barolo is probably more famous, but as they say there, you drink your Barbera while you're waiting for your Barolo to age. So, and Barbera, very much like Pinot Noir, has really bright acidity, pretty low tannin content. It has lots of juicy fruit. It's very pleasurable. It's very easy to drink. Just a little bit on the drier side.
What is our second wine here?
So second, going into California, I really like to showcase some of the cooler things that California is doing. This is a grape called Trousseau. Trousseau has, in the last few years, definitely become much more popular, at least amongst the sommelier community. Trousseau is a grape that's at home in an area called the Jura, in very eastern France, pretty close to the Swiss border. Very similar to Pinot Noir. It's thin-skinned, so this is a wine that is definitely much paler in color, is very delicate, very light, very aromatic. Very pretty, and has some bright acidity to it. This one comes from the north coast of California, but you can, people are starting to play around with this grape variety a little bit more, kind of all over.
So it's like one to watch.
It's definitely one to watch.
And what is our last variety?
And the last, and this is one of my favorite wines in the world to drink, very underrated area of the world. This is Gamay. Gamay is at home and most famous in Beaujolais. And Beaujolais is kind of the red-headed stepchild of Burgundy. Gamay is very similar to Pinot Noir in its structure. Again, that bright acidity, very low tannins. It's also thin-skinned, so it has that kind of paler look to it. It's also very aromatic. It just tends to be maybe a little bit more fruity compared to Pinot Noir. More like very fresh, ripe fruit compared to Pinot Noir, which can sometimes carry like a little bit of an earthier component to it.
Thank you so much for giving us all of these excellent alternates for everyone's favorite Pinot Noir. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.